Welcome to Melissa's Musings. It's a great day here in San Diego. The church bells are in the background. I'm right on time at noon. I'll wait for a few of you to come on in here. Today, I'm excited to walk you guys through a very small memory lane of my goal sheets. Because I feel like goal setting is one of the most important practices, I would say, that has ridiculously changed my life. Hi John, thanks for joining. I feel like you have a notification on for me, cousin, and I love it. I see you here on time every Tuesday at noon. Where's Yaya? You got to get on Yaya. Eva, where are you? You need a notification. All right, so I'm talking today about goal setting, and John, I know this is one of the things that you have been doing in your life. I see you crushing goals, so if you're not taking the pen to paper, we're going to chat about that today. So goal setting is a really amazing practice, and I actually have my goal setting folder here. It's thick at this point, you guys. It's real thick. Goal setting for us, we started in 2014. I'm literally looking at the first goal sheet ever. We started in 2014, so at this point it's been a practice that we've maintained for over 5 years. And I would say it's something that is very much a huge part of our life at this point. Not a month goes by, not a week goes by, and I would say not even a day goes by where I am, look at this hair, where I am checking on my goals and where I am really present to my goals and have a very clear understanding of where my goals are at and where I'm going. John and I often tell our clients and the people that we coach, we tell them that a life without goals is kind of like getting in your car and just starting to drive and not having a destination in mind. It's going to be quite the ride, right? That's the equivalent to me of not having goals in place. Sorry, I'm just gonna, I don't know. What do you guys think about this hair? So it's the equivalent of getting in your car, not having a place to go, and just winging it, driving, with no intention and no place to go. I would love to know your thoughts. How's that going to go for you? Where are you going to end up? Please put it in the comments. Where are you going to end up when you don't have a place in mind? I would probably end up at the candy store, traditionally, and still now, even though I don't eat sugar. No, where I would end up, I don't even know where I would end up because I don't typically do that. I do not get into my car without a direction in mind, without a address that I'm plugging into my GPS. It's just not something I do. And therefore, it's really interesting when people navigate that way through their straight up life. If they are just continually on autopilot, checking themselves in and out of work, running their errands, doing their doing whatever it is that they want to for their family, it becomes one giant motion, right? It ends up being a bunch of doing without a lot of pulse as to what goals you're going after, the things that you actually want to achieve, and what you want to accomplish. So I'm literally going to show you. This is going to be a walk down memory lane. So the first year that we ever did this, we just did a yearly goal sheet, and this is how it looked. This is mine. So you can see I was very accomplished with my highlighting. But it was so basic, okay? There was, for example, there's 12 different categories on here. 12 different categories on here. And for spirituality, my goal was to carve out Melissa time. I've come a long way. Now it would be the feedback I'd give to myself is that's not a SMART goal. It's not specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, or timely. However, it was a goal. And I felt at the end of the year that I did very well on it. There was also, in this one, get raise. And then the note here is, I did get a raise, but then I also got fired. So there's also a note here. So it's literally gives me the opportunity to go back to the year 2014 and look at my goal sheets. And these are just the ones that we saved. John and I actually did this practice in Buffalo, but I don't have those goal sheets with me. So at the beginning of 2014, we started to save these and actually keep track of what the accomplishments looked like and what the process for ourselves looked like. Then, let's see what I got here. Then in 2015, we switched it up. Hold on. I don't see my 2015 in here, so. Oh, here it is. So in 2015, we switched it up, and I recognized the areas of that past goal sheet that I didn't like, And as you guys know, I just empowered myself. I created my own. For myself, anytime I don't like the way something looks or feels, or, basically, if I don't like what I'm currently using, I make it better. So I created my own. And the way that these goal sheets look, they're a bit different. But these goal sheets, and just so you guys know, this is actually a free resource. So if you guys are now, like, I would say probably not hundreds, but dozens of people use my goal sheets, which are super awesome. So I broke it down. This is what the yearly looks like. And the quote that I put at the top as my, daily reminder in a yearly setting says, set daily, monthly, and long-term goals and dreams. Don't ever be afraid to dream too big. Nothing is impossible. If you can believe in yourself, you can achieve. So that's what the top of the yearly goal sheet says. And then the monthly, so what we do is we establish yearly goals, and then we break it down. And at the beginning of every month, John and I just had our goal setting meeting yesterday. So at the beginning of every month, we sit down and we plan for the month, and then we plan for the weeks. And at this point, I've literally got like days mapped out, because this is now how I keep track of mine. John manages his differently. But the quotes on here I feel like are really impactful too. For the monthly, it says, determine what you want and why you want it. And once you understand what's important, you can utilize your passions and achieve anything. And then for the daily/weekly, the quote is, when obstacles arise, you change your direction to reach your goal. Do not change your decision to get there. So, let's see what we got going on here. Paul, 2014 sucked for me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm so glad that now is much better. Yes, you set goals and chipped away at them one by one. I've seen that process firsthand. I'm so proud of you for what you're doing. I tried the goal sheet before, but needed to shift to something online so I can always access it. That's super powerful too, man. I literally have a daily, reminders of the things that are outlined for me on these, so that I can take it with me everywhere I go. These. So, I have a daily, almost checklist of things that I want to accomplish, so that if it's at 3 p.m. and I haven't set up my desk to visually see this, I still have a really clear understanding of the goals that I've set for the day and for the week. So I love that. And I'm going to show you guys, just really briefly, what last month's looked for me, because I feel like last month, I honestly feel like I did better at my goals than I have almost ever done before. You can see there's a lot of pink on here. And one of the processes that I do now is I write a note to myself at the end, and I give myself a number rating as to how I did at the end of the month. It's a practice that I feel like really holds me accountable, and when I get to reflect on how I've done throughout the month, it's very common for that number rating to be at a 7 or an 8, and it allows me the opportunity to see where I'm falling short in my goal sheet. So this month, the green things are things that I accomplished a good portion of. The pink are things that I accomplished. And you can see, actually, here is a line. The reason I love outlining it like this is because you guys can see, overall, it's hard to see all of my, daily goals. But this bottom line, I think you can see with me, it's a bit more sparse. It's an area I really struggled with throughout the month. And that was getting to sleep by 9 o'clock. So I feel like for me, it became very clear by the second week that I got to majorly shift that. So my goal sheet is visual. Paul, I use an app called Todoist. I love Todoist. Anybody who's looking for a badass to-do app, Todoist is next level amazing. So this is my goal sheet, and it evolves every single month. Literally yesterday I sat down with John and we planned our new month, and what's been so powerful about this experience overall is having been able to, and to continue to be able to, check back and really look at our progress. I found that, and maybe you can attest to this, Paul, until I started actually writing down the goals, whether it be in electronic format so we can access it all the time, or whether it be on an actual goal sheet or a to-do list, until you've actually started writing these things down and putting pen to paper, it's very hard to keep track of. I wouldn't be able to look back on 2014, 2015, and all the progress that I made on my personal goals at those times if I didn't have them to look back on. And also, even from a monthly setting, I could have set the intention for myself at the start of last month that I wanted to get to bed earlier. right? I could have just been like, yeah, I want to get to bed earlier. But unless I'm actually tracking that data and keeping track of when I'm going to bed and actually logging it in a way that I am going to be able to make an impact on my habit, right? Like if I'm actually committed to changing that habit, what things do I get to put in place to actually make that habit a committed change? For me, it's visualizing it. It's after 2 weeks seeing that I've gone to bed before 9, maybe like 3 or 4 times instead of my ideal 14 that I've set out to do, it becomes really clear what I get to work on. And I will say that the next 2 weeks that like the second half of August, I was getting way better sleep. Overall, my mentality was better because I was really cognizant about, okay, what's in your gap, Melissa, is not being overly tired and exhausted and not being able to work through your day. No, it's the fact that you're going to bed at 11 o'clock and you're committed to waking up at 5 a.m. And that 5 a.m. goal you're doing fantastic at, but the 9 p.m. goal you're doing complete shiitake mushrooms at. You're not doing it at all, right? So that's where goal setting has been really impactful for me. It is not only amazing to see what I've come from and what we've been able to accomplish these last 5 years, it's really being able to evaluate myself. Another great way to evaluate yourself is, are there things on your goal sheet that have been there for months? If you are continually not achieving something, for example, in August I had paint a picture on my goal sheet, and that was one of the very few things that was not checked off. Do I get to be hard on myself for not painting a picture? No, that's like one of the few fun things on my goal sheet. But what I do get to be very clear on is that continually on my goal sheets, if I look back at the last few months, it's not always paint a picture, but the stuff that's like fun, like take a painting class or sign up for a dance class, that stuff is often not checked off, which means that my priorities for certain things, like my fun, are not necessarily a high enough priority if I actually want them to be a high priority goal. Do you see me there? So even though I was not able to paint a picture in August and I moved that easily over to September, it's a great opportunity for me to reflect on the overall goal. Why am I falling short in painting the picture? Painting the picture aside, my habit and my pattern has been to continually sacrifice my fun time, to not get to the beach or to not paint that picture or to not take that class that I want to. I easily fill that time with work or, house stuff or any of the things that we can so easily fill our time with. But by keeping track of those things, I can so easily look back at the last few months and been like, I get to make more time for fun. So in addition to painting my picture on this month's goal sheet, I actually also added 1 hour of fun a day. So if it's 9 o'clock and I'm getting into bed and I feel like an aspect of my day hasn't been fun, maybe I'm behind the desk all day just doing busy work, or maybe doing a mountain of accounting, then it's really up to me to be able to fit in an hour of fun in whatever capacity. It could look like a walk, it could be taking my book outside for an hour, but really being committed to, on a daily basis, checking in with my fun meter and making sure that on a daily basis I'm actually fulfilling that need and that goal for myself. So goal setting can be an amazing practice. I hope I inspired you today to know what's possible with the goal setting practice. If you don't do one currently and you want some goal sheets, seriously, comment below, hit me up. Would love to send you over the ones that I use. Or if these are not resonating with you, no worries. Literally find one that does, or just literally write it down on a piece of paper. By the end of the month, I want to accomplish X, Y, and Z. Or by the end of the year, I want to accomplish whatever greatness that you get to accomplish. So you are 100% worthy of achieving your goals. You just get to make it happen. And it's always up to you. If it's to be, it's up to me, is what I say. So I can't force anybody else in the backyard to paint my picture. I get to take that fun on my own, and I get to have that goal, and I get to maintain and work on all of my goals in addition to the fun ones. So I love you guys. Hope this message is coming to you on a beautiful Tuesday. I'll talk to you soon.